Hi Patrick, thanks for your time. Brenda Alvarado from Fox Sports Mexico. We all know the NFL is kind of physically sports, right? But do you think nowadays the NFL, or actually the football, is it more mentally than physically?
Yes, football is a physical sport. When you add in the pads, especially when you add in the pads, it's growing. The game of football is growing big time. What I love most about this time is that to play flag football is a big thing that's coming up, and it's not shunned upon. Used to, it was like you just have to play tackle, and that was the determination of whether you was I guess call it a tough football player. But now I am excited to see how the game is just being opened and open for everyone to participate and just have a good time, man. Like I said, football, it has a lot of teaches a lot of fundamentals. It has a lot of principles to it, and so yeah, the more you see people playing, the more fun it becomes.
Me gustaría que me contaras a quién le vas a dedicar tu discurso de inducción al Salón de la Fama, quiénes son esas personas que te acompañaron en este viaje, y también cuál crees que es el mayor peligro que tiene la NFL ahorita, si el CTA o las apuestas.
Okay, he would like to know who will you give this speech or honor this speech for? What's the
¿Cuál es el mayor peligro en la NFL en la actualidad, CTA o apuestas?
What is the biggest threat in the NFL? The bets or the
CTA
or the CTA or gambling? So yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question all the way.
Okay, so first is who will you provide your message, your speech to from the Hall of Fame? So that's the first question.
Man, that's a great question. Really, I've always had this mindset is that I'm not necessarily talking to anyone in particular. I'm just sharing my story, and those who can take something from it, may they, and if not, then that's awesome as well. So not necessarily just talking to anyone in particular, it's just those who have the ear to hear what it is I'm saying, may they take from it and able to use it to help them in a positive way.
Perfect, thank you. We will go out with another question. Anyone else?
Hi Patrick, as a defensive player, how do you see this change in the NFL? Well, looking back in the draft, there were 23 out of 32 first picks in the offensive side of the ball. The first 14 were on the defensive side of the ball. How do you see this change in the NFL?
Yeah, the game is most definitely changing in a way that I won't say that it's not as brutally physical as it once used to be, but you can most definitely feel the offensive vibe now in the game of football. And I began to feel that around 2010 when they told us that we couldn't hit a receiver coming underneath 5 yards anymore. And I remember saying, like, man, that was the beauty in football, that you knew that was a no catch zone. And now, you know, anything is open. So I say it to say, man, change is one thing that's constant in life, and so you have to learn how to adapt and continue to grow. And so I think it's long term. It will beneficially help those. You know, from the football is a physical sport, and so yeah, it's changing in a great way.
Do you think any team will regret not upgrading the defensive side of the ball?
You know, I'm always going to go defense first, pads or no pads. You know, they say the smart ones play defense. I'm going to say they say the smart ones play offense, but I think you have to have it all to play football. And so, but yeah, I'm always going to stick on the defensive side. I actually like both sides of the ball myself, so I like to consider myself an athlete, not just a linebacker. So But yeah.
Thank you. Just gonna...
Hi Patrick, welcome to Mexico. Michel Cruz from Milenio and Medio Tiempo. My question is, should you tell us about your fantastic rookie season? 174 tackles, and what about your feelings in that moment, all about your performance, of course?
Really, my rookie year, yeah, I did. My rookie year, I finished the season with 174 tackles. You know, I want to say that that's a great thing to have that many tackles, but that was a lot of tackles to have. Truly, I would just say, again, it was so much riding on my back, meaning that I wasn't just out there playing for myself, as I was sharing with the gentleman earlier, that, you know, coming from a small town, coming from a rural area where I come from, I just wanted to represent. I wanted to put on for my city. I wanted to put on for those who grew up with me, because again, I wasn't the most talented, I wasn't the fastest, I wasn't the biggest. I had cousins who were just as talented, other family members, friends, but man, just through luck, grace, a lot of hard work, I was fortunate to be able to play football at the highest level and make an impact, and so I carry all of them with me. So I did it then. Here I am 9 years later, retired, and still doing the same thing. So again, I just wanted to represent and just have a will to not be denied, and just let others know that anything is possible. You can come from a small place, and I like to call us that come from small places, I like to call us diamond in the roughs. So.
And Patrick, talking about the 49ers, what does the team needs to achieve the Super Bowl? I mean, is it Brock Purdy? Is it Kyle Shanahan? The injuries? What do you think the team needs to work to achieve the Super Bowl?
Wow, that's a great question. You know, not being up there every day, you know, I can't speak for them. Just outside looking in. Now, I feel like they've had all the pieces, and it's just one of those things that a play here and there, and we are talking about the 49ers being Super Bowl champions, not just this past season, but even a few years back when they was in the Super Bowl. So, you know, I can't hit it right on the head. Maybe the superstar here, she can let us know, but I think first you just got to keep getting there, and perhaps, you know, this time, the next time will be the time, and so I'm just rooting for them, and I feel like they have all the pieces. It's just a few plays here and there. So, yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. And obviously, injuries stink across the board. So let's keep the injuries away, and just having a team that's together, you know, anything is possible.
Patrick, so kind of in the same line of the previous question, NFL is a lot of big name players. Do you think Brock Purdy is one of these big name players?
Absolutely. I want to say something else, but absolutely. Brock Purdy came in and took advantage from day one, the opportunity that was presented to him, and I feel like he has not looked back. And I'm rooting for him. I'm continuing to think that he's going to continue to rise and be as he has been. And I think he's a great young man on and off the court. I don't know him off the court, but just seeing him from afar, and just seeing how he leads, seeing how the guys follow him, he's doing something right. And so I'm most definitely rooting for him.
Hi Patrick, welcome to Mexico. What are your expectations for next season, and do you see the Niners again in the top spot?
Yeah, my expectation for the Niners next year is every year when the season over with, the team changes. But for the most part, I feel like even though they had some pieces that had been with them for a long time that will no longer be with them, I still feel like they have a pretty good team. You know, I was just I just was at a charity function in Youngstown, Ohio for the DeBarlos, and Nick Bosa was there. He was one of the few players that was there, and I won't lie to you, man, that's a big guy. That's a big guy, and when you see that, you know, you can't help but smile and be like, man, that's the guy that's leading that defense, and that's one of the guys that's leading that defense along with Fred and Dre, and rooting for Dre that he has a speedy recovery on his injury. But yeah, I think they have an amazing team. They have some great leadership across the board, and I'm really looking forward to them doing. I think they could get back again. I really do. So most definitely, I root for that.
Hola Patrick, María Loremos presenta. Patrick, te pediría por favor que les mandaras un consejo, que les dijeras algo a toda esa juventud que en México aman el deporte del fútbol americano. ¿Qué podrías mandarle como mensaje, por favor?
Hi Patrick, Mariano Lemos from
Mariano Lemos.
He would like to know if you can provide a message to all those young athletes that are starting to play in Mexico.
Yes, man, I really have some work to do. I really have to work on my translations and Espanol. The message I will share with the youth that's starting to play the game, that's beginning to play the game, would be, first, in anything that you do, give it your all. You can't half do it. You can't cheat the grind. The grind knows what you put in, so you have to work at whatever it is that you want to become better at. And then the other one would be really coming from a place that maybe football is not as prevalent, or coming from a small town, a small area, a small region. As I was saying before, it's really easy to allow others to put their opinions on you, and you believe it for the reasons that you do. And I am here to say, never allow the opinions of others to become your reality. Everybody's going to have something that they want to say, and subjectively, objectively, you know, they have every right to. But you have to know what's inside of you. You have to know what you want for yourself, and you have to be willing to put in the work to go get it. Because as I say, you can't cheat the grind, because the grind knows what you put in. So yeah, it would be just, don't allow those opinions of others to become your reality, and you have to put in the work. You have to put in the grind. Champion off the field as well, and all the good that she's doing. I know she's bringing life, flag football, and I'm super excited for that. Most definitely for the ladies. I know that, you know, football for a long time has really been kind of times for men, but again, I think anyone can get out and play the game of football, and most definitely flag football. So for Miss Flores, I'm rooting for you, and yeah, let's go.
Thank you so much, Patrick.